What's up guys, it's Thunderstorm. Welcome back for the first video going up in the IBL playlist, or besides the announcement with the draft and all that stuff. This is the first official video we're talking about today. We're talking about the IBL, and we're talking about the Portland Tirtougas draft analysis. That's what we're analyzing, the Portland Tirtougas draft. So, today, that's what we're talking about. So, basically, we had the draft yesterday. We had the draft yesterday, Saturday morning. It started at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. There was almost 40 people that came out. That was pretty fun time. It was pretty epic. Got some fun stuff going on. But I was there. I was drafting for the Portland Tirtougas, and I'm going to quickly explain what I drafted and why I drafted it. So first, we're gonna get into the first pick right now. Okay, first we have Weavile, and there's a lot of things I could say of why I chose Weavile, but it was mainly because it's my mascot. As many of you may know, it's on my profile picture, or it's on my profile picture, and it's on my it's on my channel. It's basically in a lot of places on my channel. There's many Weaviles everywhere. That is my favorite Pokemon. That is my mascot. So I was like, you know what? Why not? It's a really good physical attacker. It's super fast. It can sweep a team no problem. If you get Focus Sash on that, first of all, it gets 2 chances to keep going, and it is like it will wreck people. If you get Choice Scarf on that, who is gonna outspeed it? No one. That's right, because it's a Weavile. Let me just pull up the stats for Weavile real quick. Let's go to Bulbapedia and then just pull up Weavile right now, and you will see that it's not on the screen right now, but he has a base speed stat total of 125 with a Choice Scarf. I think that raises to 250 speed with the Choice Scarf, and then it could be even more with speed raising moves. He doesn't really use that very much, but it could be a potential thing that can happen. So he gets many he does a central role, but he can do that role in so many different ways. He gets, first of all, he gets things like Icy Wind, so where, like, even though he's not a physical attacker, or a special attacker, he can still go for the Icy Wind, judging the fact that this is a I forgot exactly what it's called. It's like something draft format, whatever, competitive league. We know what the other Pokemon are that are going to be on the other team, or at least in the pool that they're being chosen from. So you kind of have to go outside the box just to figure out what you want to do. And Icy Wind I've seen been used, especially in VGC, on Weavile, and it works really well. Also, if you wanted to get something going with some critical hits, you can go with Night Slash. That works really well. You can also get some good ice moves like Priority Ice Shard on there. Also Ice Punch, Icicle Crash. It gets Icicle Crash. That is an amazing move to have on a Weavile. It also gets Pursuit, so you can Pursuit Trap someone. What you do, you Choice Scarf. What you do is you get your Icy Wind, or your Ice Shard, your Icicle Crash, or Ice Punch, whichever one you want to do, and your Pursuit. Basically, you Ice Shard, Icicle Crash. Say someone wants to switch out, go for the Pursuit, and you could potentially take him out. It works really well. It also gets Punishment. I actually don't know what that necessarily does. It has a deals variable damage depending on the positive stat changes of. Okay, so say they set up a Swords Dance. Maybe you're really, I think that's how it works, right? It's almost okay. So base power depending on the positive stat changes of the foe. Yeah. So basically, say you are a Weavile, okay? You come up on something that's D-danced or something that's a Swords Dance, something like that. You can just lay down some punishment consequences for your stat raises, and they get destroyed by that. I don't know, maybe you come across what Magic was referencing in the IBL draft, where Primeape has Anger Point. That raise, if you get a critical hit, say you have Night Slash and Punishment, you could turn that on the Primeape. That what I do, I don't know who has Primeape, but I might do that with that Primeape. And it just works really well in that regard. Also, it gets Fake Out, so you can just, also Anger Point, if you get a critical hit on something, it raises its stats by, raises its attack by 6 points. So it's +6 attack to that Primeape. So if you use Punishment right afterwards, and you also have a Focus Sash. Say you have Night Slash, Punishment, Ice Shard, and then another move like Fake Out or something like that. You go for the Fake Out, okay, and then you go for the Night Slash, possibly getting the critical hit. They get Anger Point, then you get Punishment. You are now on if they hadn't hit you before, if they tried to set up, you were now on your Focus Sash, and then you just go in with the Ice Shard and get the kill. I know it does resist Dark, but with the stat changes, you can get some really nice damage, especially with that Punishment. And also it gets things like Spite, which I forgot exactly. I think that lowers something. I think it lowers the PP of a move down. It also gets Foul Play in case you want to use that. It also gets Iron Tail. It gets Knockoff, which is amazing to have. It gets Low Kick, that's used in VGC a lot, and just in general stuff. It gets a lot of different interesting moves. So I think Weavile was definitely a great pick, despite the fact that it was also my mascot. So now we're going to go ahead and head to the second pick. So my second pick was Porygon 2. And most of you may be thinking, well, Porygon, that's an interesting choice to have as a second Mon, because the fact that it's tier 2, you might want to get your core going, and that's exactly what I decided to do with Porygon 2. He has some pretty amazing, let's see here, hold on, I'm going to just pull up Porygon 2 so I can read you guys off all the amazing things about Porygon 2. First of all, I stole it from Steve, so that's a plus already. He was mad that I stole it from him. So we got the Porygon 2. He has base 90 defense and base 95 special defense, and base 105 special attack, and that's a second stage evolution, not third stage. So you can run Eviolite on this thing. I'm pretty sure Eviolite doubles defenses. You double both your defense and your special defense, bringing it to a whopping 180 defense and a whopping 190 special defense. I call that would be pretty nice to have. It also gets some really good moves from all elemental types. It's really like a good core. You can run basically anything that you want to do. It gets Tri Attack. It gets Signal Beam. If you really want to have a good coverage, Porygon 2 is the way to go. Apart from it being very defensive, it also has a very decent special attack stat. So you can go with you have Discharge, you have Signal Beam, you have Tri Attack, which gets the chance for a Burn, Paralysis, or Freeze. You also get Ice Beam, Psyshock, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Psychic, Shadow Ball. What else is there? There's Thunder Wave. You get pretty much there's so many things that you can get. I don't know if it gets Flamethrower. It might not get Flamethrower. It doesn't get Flamethrower, but it has all the elemental moves except for Flamethrower. You can also, if you really want to run, how good is its physical attack stat? It's 80, so it's not that bad. You can even run Zen Headbutt if you really want to, going for the flinches. And if you really want, you can also use it as last resort. It gets Wonder Room. Does it get Trick Room? It gets Trick, but not Trick Room. So there's really so many possibilities with a Porygon 2, and it's also Rubber Ducky, and that's what Steve calls it. But it also, the fact that it's normal type really lowers its weaknesses. It's really only weak to Fighting type. It's also only weak, or it's immune to Ghost. So it gets that. There's only two types. There's only one type that can actually bring it down with a special or with a physical attacking move, and it's just like, there you go. You got a really good defensive wall right there. So we are going to go ahead and head to the third pick, and I'll explain that right now. So next, what I chose was Granbull, and Granbull is like probably one of the most underrated mons I've seen. It is in tier D, which is not too bad. I think that was worth 60 points. Tier D is worth 60 points. But Granbull, honestly, is the fact that it's now a fairy type makes it so much better than it already was. It was already amazing, but now it gets. People are texting me. Go away. It's fairy type now. No. Stop. It's fairy type, so now it has the ability to take advantage of Play Rough. It, first of all, has a base 120 attack. I don't know about you, but I think that is the most hardcore attack stat, at least for a tier D, that I've seen. Like, it's in tier D. If you guys don't know what tier D is, it's basically the tier in the IBL draft form, or not draft format, tier listing format that they made themselves. So it's like it's in the tier D that goes tier A, B, C, D, and E, and then there's Mega A, Mega C, Mega A, Mega B, Mega C, and Mega D. So it gets outrage. Okay, Granbull gets outrage. In what situation would people even expect that? Outrage? I don't think anyone would expect outrage. It also gets Play Rough, Crunch. It also gets, let's see here. It gets all the elemental fangs. It gets, let's see here. It gets Earthquake. What? Brick Break? Really, there's so many things that it can do. As far, it gets Stone Edge, it gets Bulldoze, it gets Rock Slide. Any kind of stat ailments you want to affect on people, it gets Wild Charge. It gets Power Up Punch. That Power Up Punch on a Granbull could really help you in the long run. It also gets Close Combat with breeding with a couple of Mons. It gets Double Edge. It gets, like I said, all the elemental moves are on here. It also gets, let's see here, it gets Heal Bell if you really wanted to run Heal Bell for some reason. It also gets Super Fang. I don't know, Super Power. It really has so many different ways that it can take down Mons. It's really a really good Pokemon, and I think it was a very good choice for me to scoop that up, especially since someone probably would have taken it eventually. I think I don't know if this is already taken, but I'm nicknaming mine Binky, as in the character, the bulldog from Arthur. So that is pretty hilarious. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go into our fourth pick here. So my fourth pick is Mega. Hold on, let me go ahead and I pull it up real quick. I wanted to get my Mega locked down, and I noticed that Mega Beedrill had not been taken yet. Like, what? What? I know it's the 4th round. It's only the 4th round, but still, it's Mega Beedrill, and they put it in tier Mega C, I think. It really has so many versatile ways it can attack things. It's super fast, first of all. It covers a lot of typings. It really gets a lot of different moves. You can go with the Bulldoze route. It gets Knockoff. First of all, let's just see here. It has a base 150 attack stat at Mega Beedrill. It has a base 145 attack stat with, yeah, Mega Beedrill has 145. And you can get things like Fell Stinger on there if you really want to do like a quick takeout, get that boost in attack, raise it even more than I think Fell Stinger raises attack. Almost 100% sure it does. Raises it way more than it already is. And you get Poison Jab. If you really want, you get Pursuit. You can set up a Toxic Spikes if you really want to have that. It gets Roost. If there happens to be someone that falls asleep and you get an extra chance to really heal yourself up, then you can get Roost on there. I think it would work really well. You get Aerial Ace, you get, I don't know if Acrobatics works. I don't think it does. You get U-Turn. You get, let's see here, X-Scissor if you really want that. You can also get, what else is there? You get, I don't know. You get Swords Dance. If you really want to set up with the Swords Dance, there you go. You got your Swords Dance right there. And that's pretty much it. But it really is a great attacking Mon, and it works really well for the job that it has. It works amazingly in that regard. So we're going to go ahead to the 5th pick that I have for the draft. So next we have Chandelure, and Chandelure is probably one of my most favorite fire type Mons pretty much to date. It has an amazing special attack stat. Let me just pull it up right now. It has an amazing special attack stat, and it works really well in almost like any situation it can get into. The fact that it's Ghost Fire type really makes it a super diverse, it has a really diverse move pool, at least for like the purpose that it serves. And it has some really decent abilities that really give you a lot of options between what you want to do. Because it has Infiltrator, which lets you break through subs. It lets you break through subs. So it really makes subbing hard to do when you have an Infiltrator Chandelure there. You also have Flash Fire, so you're immune to fire. I think it also, oh yeah, and your fire type moves increase by 1.5 when you get hit by a fire type move. So say your Flash Fire, just switch in on that fire type move that you're predicting, and there you go. You got your 1.5 boost to your flamethrower, or really whatever you want to do. It gets an option to have Calm Mind. If you really want to sub a Calm Mind, you can. You got Shadow Ball, Psychic, Flamethrower, Fire Blast if you really want to have that. You also get Overheat. You can get Will-O-Wisp, Incinerate. Actually, Incinerate, I don't know why I said that. But, you get Dark Pulse if you really want to have that as coverage. You can really set up a lot of different stuff. And even though it's not, it has a base 145 special attack stat. It also has, it's pretty decently fast at 80, and it has 90 defense, 90 in each defense stat. So if you want to set up an Assault Vest on this Chandelure, I don't know why, like, there's some situations where you might want to, it could potentially work out very well for you. So that's basically, oh, it also gets Heat Wave. And yeah. Oh, let's see. Okay. It also gets Inferno. I actually don't know what. Oh no, that's a 50%. That's one of those ones that you probably wouldn't use. But it gets. Sorry about that. It gets some really good, decent moves, and it's also in Porygon, so that makes it cool. Anyways, we're gonna head on to the next pick that I have right now. So the next pick I chose was Acosta. I was trying to keep the mascot train going, in the fact that it just got super bright. What is happening? I wanted to keep the mascot train going, so I chose Acosta to represent the Portland Tirtougas, and then Tirtouga evolves into Acosta because they really want to draft an LC Mon. So I opt with Acosta. And the main reason I chose Acosta is, well, first of all that, and also that it's a fairly decent bulky water type. I really needed a water type. I needed another thing that was fairly bulky. So I thought Acosta would be one of the best options at the time. And you could really do anything with Acosta. It has, you could run a really like offensive set with Swift Swim. If you get a Rain Dance up or something, you get Swift Swim, Shell Smash. I'm pretty sure it gets Shell Smash. I'm not sure. I'm going to Control F this. Shell Smash. There, yeah, it gets Shell Smash. So with that, you can just go for the Shell Smash, Aqua Jet, and with Swift Swim, and you got a lot of options there. It also has Solid Rock. If you guys don't know, it reduces super effective damage by 1/4. So basically, instead of taking 150% damage, or instead of taking 200% damage from a super effective hit, you then take 150% damage from that super effective hit. So it's basically like not even a super effective hit. It's just like 50% more than a regular hit. And if it's I think if it's 4 times effective, which raises it to 400%, it brings it down to 300%. So it drastically changes the damage output of super effective hits. It has 133 base defense. I think that is amazing, a great defense amount. It also has 108 attack. It does have pretty low speed with 32, but I don't think it matters too much. With the fact that it is supposed to be a bulky mon and not meant to be super fast. It also gets the option to use Aqua Jet, Rock Slide, well, what else here? There's Shell Smash. You get Crunch if you really want that. You can get Aqua Tail as well. You also get Rain Dance, Earthquake. I think there's Bulldoze. Yep, there's Bulldoze, Stone Edge, Rock Polish if you roll on off for that. And also, really a lot of good physical moves. You also get Waterfall if you want to run Waterfall on that. That's probably like your best main offensive move because it is a physical attacker, so that's probably the best option to go with. And it also gets Rock Throw. It gets Knockoff. It gets, let's see here, it gets Stealth Rock, so it can be a rock setter if you really want to be. It gets superpower. It gets, I think I already said knockoff. It gets Zen Headbutt. So there's really a lot of different ways you can cover your bases if you don't have them already covered. And it really, anywhere you need some wrapping, cover the edges, any open spots, Acosta can be there to give you the support that you need with all the different moves that it can get and it has in its arsenal. And it is a fossil, which kind of makes it, which generically would probably make it worse, given the fact that there are not a lot of good fossils. With like Tyrantrum is pretty decent, Tirtougas is pretty decent, Aerodactyl is pretty decent, but other than that, well, maybe Cradilly is pretty nice, and Armaldo is decent, but all the other ones are not necessarily that good of mons. So Acosta thought it would be the best choice in that regard. So we're gonna go ahead and head to the next pick. So next I chose Thunderous Incarnate, and the main hold on, let me just pull up Thunderous. Yep. The main mindset I had going into this is I need an electric type. I also needed a ground immunity. Why not choose an electric type as my ground immunity? And I chose Thunderous Incarnate. The main reason I didn't choose Thunderous Therian, which I did have the option to do, is that I just didn't feel like I would rather have the extra boost to the special attack than have the extra speed. I'm pretty sure is what it sacrifices. So it also gets Prankster, it gets Defiant as well. So that was some pretty decent abilities that it has. Okay, yeah, but well, Defiant is not really that good because it's a special attacker. But I was gonna opt with what was it called? I was gonna opt with, wait, the Incarnate form. Oh, they do have the same stats. Never mind. I was going to go with Raikou, but I decided not to because I also needed the ground immunity. And then I think Elite Four walkthroughs ended up picking that up later on. But it does have an amazing special attack stat of 145. And if you even want to run it physical, it has 105 attack. So that's already really nice. It also has a 101 base speed stat. I'm shaking my leg around, it's shaking the table, I think, so I'm sorry about that. But you get an option to use Nasty Plot. Okay, Nasty Plot. That's a big thing in this whole scheme of things. You get Discharge, you get Thunder, just the generic stuff. You also get Dark Pulse. You get Thunderbolt. That's probably going to be what you'll run usually. You get Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave. So just in case you want to have some extra coverage, there you go. You also get there's just Volt Switch. You get that. You also can get U-Turn. So if you're running physical or special, you have both of the pivot moves for each of those types of attack. And then you also get Wild Charge if you're running physical as well. So you also get Knockoff if you want to do that. You get Superpower, you get Thunder Punch. Really, there's a lot of things that Thunderous Incarnate can do, especially with Prankster. You can run the Thunder Wave on there and get the Thunder Wave off immediately with the priority, just immediately lowering their speed, making yours being able to take advantage of your speed even more. So I think that's about it with Thunderous Incarnate. Let's go ahead and head on to the next pick right now. So my 8th pick, I think it is Meowstic, and I needed just let me talk about this for a second. I am confident with my choice in Meowstic. First of all, you get the option to have 2 forms. You get the male form and the female form, and that gives you even more options with the things that you can do. I needed a tier E mon, so I decided to go with Meowstic, as I needed a Psychic type. It's a really good screen setter, and it gets all these different moves. I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I'm kind of not wanting to make this go too long, but it does get a lot of different things that it can do. It's a good screen setter. It gets Prankster, so that's even more reason to choose it. As a male, it gets Prankster, and it also gets Infiltrator, and Competitive as the female hidden ability. So that's already good for if you want to be more offensive. Well, special attack is increased. Yeah, when a stat of a Pokemon with this ability is lowered by an opponent, its special attack is increased by 2 stages. So basically, it's the exact opposite, or no, it's the same as Defiant, but with special attack instead of attack. So already you're getting a nasty plot up if someone lowers your attack. So say you switch in with your female Meowstic on something with Intimidate. Immediately you get a boost. Well, I'm think it works with Intimidate, right? Yeah. It immediately, it's like using a free nasty plot, because you're not going to be physical attacking, you're going to be special attacking if you have competitive as your ability. So you immediately get that boost to special attack as soon as you switch in. If they don't know you're coming, boom, you send in Meowstic, there you go. And you get so many different options as well. I'm not going to go over all the moves right now, but I will go ahead and go to the next mon, which will be coming up right now. So next we have Breloom, and Breloom, first of all, I needed a grass type. I needed also something that could do some sort of status effect besides just Thunder Wave and all the, I don't think I had anything. Oh yeah, I had the main ability to use Thunder Wave. I had a really good way to use Will-O-Wisp with Chandelure, but I also didn't have anything to put something to sleep, so I went with Breloom. Breloom has Spore, which is a great move in this format. It really can. I know there's a sleep clause, so you can't put more than one, I think, mon to sleep, but it also gets Technician, Poison Heal, and Effect Spore, and the attacking Pokemon comes early. Yeah, and when a Pokemon attacks you with Effect Spore, there's a 30% chance that they will become paralyzed, asleep, or poisoned. So there you go. You already have. It has a 9% chance of inducing poison, 10% chance of inducing paralysis, and 11% chance of inducing sleep. So you already get a really good thing with Effect Spore if you really want to run that really like trolly haxy set. But it also gets some really nice supportive moves and really good attacking moves. It gets Leech Seed, Stun Spore, Spore on its own. It also gets some really decent like other moves as well. So I think Breloom was a great choice for me right there. It really is. It's very diverse. You can use it in a lot of different ways. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over for that. It also has a base 130 attack stat. So 130 attack, that's crazy. I think it also gets Swords Dance. It gets Mach Punch. I don't know about Power Up Punch, but I think it's gonna be a really nice. Really? Oh no, you guys didn't even hear that. Okay. I think it's gonna be a thing. I think it's gonna be a really good way for me to get the jump on some people in this league. So the next pick I have, the second to last pick I have, is Magneton. So I don't know why I just paused there, but we are gonna go. We went with Magneton towards the end, and choosing Magneton, I did sacrifice 40 of my points. Choosing it, as I could have chosen a mon from a tier higher, but I decided to opt with Magneton. First of all, I needed a Steel type because I had a lot of things that Steel could cover. There's kind of some holes that I needed to still plug up in my team. First of all, it has a base 120 special attack stat, and also it's another thing that I can use Eviolite on. It really has like, it is an electric type, which I already have, but it does have a lot different of a role than Thunderstorm Incarnate. Even though it has a good attack stat, it really has so many different things that it can do that is totally different than Thunderous. I think it was a really good addition, as well as the fact that I have a Steel type now. So we are going to go ahead and finish it off with the final pick, which you will see right now. The last pick that I chose is Flygon. And you may be thinking, well, Venom, why would you choose Flygon when you can choose any of the other ones? You could have chose Dragon. No, I wasn't going to choose Dragon. But you could have gotten a better Dragon type early on. And you may be thinking that, but also, I needed a Ground type. I needed something that had Stab Earthquake. And also, Flygon has Levitate. So it doesn't get hit by ground moves. It's already immune to ground moves. It's already immune to electric type moves. It also resists 3 types. So that's 5 different types that basically can do nothing to it. It also is only weak to Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. So that's 3 already, and I do have some good Ice coverage on my team, as well as Dragon and Fairy coverage as well. And it gets, if you're going to run it special or physical, considering the fact that it has 80 special attack and 100 physical attack, then you really get so many different options in that regard. It has a really nice move pool for its like different roles that it can play. It can be a Dragon Tail. You can just keep switching everybody out. It'll just be a Super Troll. It also has 100 base speed, so you can use a Choice Scarf on there to make that 200, I think. And I'm not sure exactly the properties of Choice Scarf, but I think it's double. So you also run Draco Meteor. So you do not want to take a Draco Meteor from a Flygon in a certain, like, after you set it up. It's like, what else can you do? Flygon, it's not the best Dragon type, but I am confident in the fact that I chose it. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys did enjoy this draft analysis from yesterday, which was when the draft was. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, or not, it's not an episode, it's a video. But if you guys did enjoy this video and the first really official video, full-length video to go in the IBL playlist, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.